think the prudent thing for any chairman that will be confronted with a similar situation in the future is to change venue. You change venue, and then you report. Because if we have changed, for instance, that Thursday, if we have changed our location to Speaker's Conference Room, for instance, or to any other committee room, I'm sure by the time we would have relocated, order would have been restored. I don't think they would have carried the chaotic scenes here to the new committee room. So change of venue when you are confronted with the matters such as this is also very important, because venue plays a great deal when it comes to these matters. Then 3, we must also insist on having a certain number of persons to invite to support the nominees. The present system, the committee set its own guidelines and said every nominee should come with 10. But we've seen situations where nominees have been here with hundreds of people. Even in some cases, more than hundreds of people. And so they mill around the presence of Parliament. And some of these non-accredited members filter through to the committee room and the committee's proceedings. And so when there are issues like this, it's very difficult. Then, finally for me, Mr. Chairman, we must have time frames for the ranking member to pose his questions. It may be a practice that the ranking member will have open-ended, unlimited time to interrogate these matters. But
why only ranking member?
Well, for the members, for members or leadership, the chairman already has a way of determining how long you could go. So chairman could say that every member, you have 3 substantive questions and 3 follow-ups, or 3 follow-ups, or 3 supplementary. So a member, you know that you have 6 maximum questions, however you frame it. You could do that in 30 minutes, you could do that in 1 hour, but you have 6 questions. But when it comes to the ranking member, particularly on the committee, and I think on other committees as well, they are given so much power to interrogate matters ad infinitum. And I think that it poses a problem. They have such massive power, so they're able to, and they also have follow-ups to other members' questions. So if you have a ranking member who wants to be grandstanding, you really have problems. Your vetting could take days, and he says he has questions he's asking. So those guidelines should be properly streamlined. This will be my preliminary views on this matter as regarding the question posed to me. It wouldn't have been a caucus meeting, but a pre-hearing meeting of the committee. Now, we do that every morning before proceedings commences publicly. In fact, if we leave our offices, normally we do the pre-sitting meetings at the conference room of the First Deputy Speaker, Chair. Often, when we leave there, we still hold pre-sitting meetings in one of the holding rooms here, even before we go public. So these are not matters, you and I, we are here. You know how fluid these matters are. Sometimes you plan to vet 4, and you time yourself that for each candidate you may spend not more than 2 hours. The candidate appears in 5 minutes, the candidate is gone. You see, so it's not cast in stone. Because on days that you think the ranking member will go full haul, he surprises you and says, I have no question. Then as the whip, you want to manage your business. So as much as possible, you want to program as many as is reasonably possible to vet in a day. When we get tired, when exhaustion sets in later in the day, we can offload to the next day. But this one, they just decided. I'm still searching for what caused their decision not to continue with the vetting on Thursday. They won't tell me. But something must have snapped, somewhere. And they just said, no way, they won't continue. Otherwise, we've done vetting 10 p.m., 11 p.m. We know it's the time. After these times, there will be no vetting for this committee for a long time, except for Supreme Court and that thing. So, when the season is here, it's the committee's time to work. You may also not be using the prudent time or the time and resources of Parliament prudently when you know that you could do 6 and yet you program for 3. So these are balancing act. But going forward, I agree with you that where there's so much consensus building, these things are easily manageable.